and welcome to a very sunny Alton Park. As you can see, the cars are warming up. Today we've got coverage from the second Lotus Trophy race and the Lotus Cup UK. Hi Jamie, you've just been out for qualifying. How'd you get on?
Pole position, so a pretty good result for us here at Alton.
Brilliant, and you're hopeful for the race later on?
Yeah, starting in the front's always the best way to start the race, and hopefully we can stay there right the way to the end and until give it to Glenn at the pit stops, and hopefully we should bring home a trophy today.
I was building up pace and I saw a number 24 on the last marshal's post, which is my car number, and I came in because I thought I'd done an infringement, only to find out that that's marshal post number 24. I was building up and I'd have probably got pole, but as it is, we're down in halfway, so my son's going to have to catch up.
How was qualifying for you?
Qualifying was okay. I was pushing the car about as hard as I could. I think I was 5th in production for the Lotus, for the Cup race, but there's a few pros ahead of me, so not too bad.
You've just been out for qualifying for the Cup UK. How was it?
Yeah, it was a good quali. It's very tough. Competition's very tough this weekend. There's lots of quick cars out there. So yeah, it was very, very close. I think I just got pole on the very last lap of the session. So yeah, lastminute.com, and I think it was only by a few hundredths as well. So yeah, looking forward to a good race. It's going to be close.
The drivers are just lining up. We'll catch up with them later on and see how they get on.
So the cars then taking to the grid, getting ready for the Lotus Cup UK, an hour-long race here at Alton Park, and of course 2 championships, the Super Sport and the Production Championships. So the drivers in the production class really fighting for their own championship this year. And here's a look at the grid with Jamie Stanley starting in pole position, Adrian Hall alongside on the front row of the grid. It's Jack Goff who lines up in 3rd, and Simon Deacon completes the top 4. Andrew Bentley well up in the production class in qualifying, as was local man Tom Bradshaw. He starts 11th. Warren Scott getting better and better in his first year of racing. Liz Halliday had a torrid session. She's got an awful lot to do from 29th on the grid. She's a quick driver, so let's see how she progresses from there. Absolutely gigantic field as ever in the Lotus Cup UK. The lights out in the pace car, so getting ready for the rolling start with Jamie Stanley, number 47 car, pacing the field. It's the Sky Blue 73 Exige of Adrian Hall alongside him on the front row of the grid. As the lights go out and away they go, and it's Stanley who's got the early advantage. They head towards us. Also Jamie Stanley turns for ahead of the field. Also making good ground is Jack Goff. He fights up into 3rd position, moving ahead of Simon Deacon. Steve Train in the bright blue 211, also trying to make ground. Everybody cleanly through. Already Liz Halliday gaining a couple of places at the back of the field, as Jamie Stanley it is who leads through Island Bend for the first time. There is Jack Goff. He's got Steve Train right on his tail. In turn, trying to chase down Simon Deacon in the black 211, number 39, who currently runs in 3rd position. But as they come out of Shell Oil's corner, Stanley's got that advantage over Adrian Hall. He's trying to pull away a little bit from Adrian. As there's Jack Goff with Steve Train right on his tail, trying to put the pressure on, but at the moment, with limited degree of success, they all ride over the curbs at Britain's and then climb up over Hilltop before descending into the braking area at Hizzies, which is a good overtaking opportunity, particularly in these early stages of the race. But it's Stanley who is trying to pull away ahead of the field. Well, he's a former Formula Ford 1600 champion around Alton Park. He knows this place intimately, and he's really putting that local knowledge to good use as he is setting out trying to pull up as large an advantage as possible in these early stage races. There's a quick glimpse for Steve Williams in the Evora as the rest of the field stream through. Just running a little bit wide there. Nigel Callum out over the grass as the leaders already through. Druids accelerating on towards Lodge Corner and to complete the first lap of the race, with Jamie Stanley attempting to make good his escape. Of course, this is a mandatory pit stop race. They've all got to come in for a pit stop. Many of them will change driver, including the car leading the race. Jamie Stanley will hand over to Glenn Sherd, and therefore Jamie Stanley wants to give Glenn as much for lead as possible to inherit. With Adrian Hall in 2nd place, Simon Deacon 3rd, Steve Train has climbed up to 4th, and it's Jack Goff in 5th position. 6th place is Tom Chatwin there in the white 211. Next 2 cars through. David Harvey and then the Fox Motorsport car, Paul McNeely and BJ Chong, as Jamie Stanley stretches his right foot trying to pull clear of the pack. As in these early stages, well, it's a sultry day here at Alton Park. It's not all that warm. As we have a look at the production class lead, that's Rob Boston, the number 9 car. He's just up behind the Hetheringtons, whose car, from an external point of view, seems to be very similar to Rob Boston. It's got an awful lot of adjustments to it. Therefore, it's running as part of the Super Sport Championship runner. So it's Rob Boston who leads the production class, leads it very comfortably. And who'd have thought they'd be able to get himself up ahead of Steve Williams in the Evora in the early stages? Suspect Martin Donnelly Williams co-driver will be giving him the hurry up a little bit from the pit wall as Deacon thinks about the move on Adrian Hall, looking to the inside of the braking zone into his. He's no way through there for Simon Deacon, so he has to content himself with third position as they accelerate out of Hizzy's climb up over Clay Hill and on towards Druids. Druids, such a tricky corner. The camber really does fall away from the drivers. Very enjoyable corner to drive though when you've got the car set up absolutely perfectly. It's very satisfying, and Simon Deacon showing well in these early stages. He is attempting to get himself on terms with Adrian Hall. Hall has been a very quick driver this year. He romped away at Castle Combe earlier in the year. Simon Deacon, stalwart competitor in the Lotus Cup UK, and when he's on form he really does go very, very well. He's got Steve Train with him for company, and Steve, a relative newcomer to racing but showing very well. He's really made the transition up to the 211 this year work for him. So we take a glimpse at another of the Evoras, and that is Adrian Lester as Liz Halliday looks to try and gain ground on Doug Setters with a limited degree of success. Halliday starting at the back of the field. She's working up through the field very, very nicely. Good battle going on here in the production class. That's Tom Bradshaw, another former single-seater star here at Alton Park, trying to pick his way past Warren Scott in the car that Tom shares with Neil Livesey in the championship, as Tom Chataway continues his pursuit of Jack Goff. Tom, one of the effervescent characters in the Lotus paddock, thoroughly enjoys his racing, thoroughly enjoys the social side of the Lotus Cup UK, which is safe to say is very, very social indeed. All these drivers as well setting themselves up for the meeting that follows on from this one, which is the Lotus Festival celebration at Brands Hatch. Tom Chataway making the 211 go really well here at Alton Park Stairs. He continues his pursuit of Jack Goff and Steve Train. So 4th, 5th and 6th running not too far apart from each other. There's David Harvey, who we don't see as often as we'd like at the front of the field in his 340R, but David again showing strongly here as Liz Halliday continues her progress up through the field. She's on the tail of Adrian Lester in his Evora, an immaculately turned out car, that one, but then so is Liz Halliday's 211. So the Formula One racer, former professional show jumper, trying to gain ground as she picks her way up through the order. There is David Harvey being chased down by the Fox Motorsport car. As are we going to see a challenge here from Jack Goff on Steve Train? Yes, we are. Goff's got the inside line, and he's going to go through just. That's a really nice move from Jack Goff up the inside into Lodge Corner. And Goff, who is currently dominating the Clio Cup UK, so showing his pedigree in the Lotus Cup UK as well. Tom Chataway just has a slight twitch through Old Hall Corner. And we have a replay. Adrian Hall moving up past one of the back markers, who then comes to an abrupt halt. Whether or not he's had a spin, I don't know, but Lee Hodson will want to find first gear pretty quickly. He manages to do just that, but the leaders have come together now. Jamie Stanley's been reeled in by Adrian Hall, and it could only be a matter of time here before Adrian Hall is able to pick his way up past Jamie Stanley. The pair of them separated by a couple of car lengths through Shell Oil's Corner, then accelerating along the short, it's not really a straight, but long curving right-hander towards the flip-flop chicane at Britain's. Riding the curbs, the pair of them, looking for as good an exit as possible, and Adrian Hall is getting himself into Jamie Stanley's wheel tracks, and you wonder just how long Jamie's going to be able to hold on, because Adrian Hall runs in the open class, whereas Jamie Stanley runs in the Exige Cup to a slightly more restricted set of regulations, and therefore in terms of sort of top trump statistics you'd say that Adrian Hall should be able to move ahead of Jamie Stanley, but Jamie is a former British GT champion and therefore is not going to be the easiest man to overhaul. Good battle as well shaping up between Andrew Bentley and Tom Bradshaw, two young chargers, two drivers who have both raced with considerable success in sports cars and single seater. Bradshaw sails up the inside and then runs wide at Shell Oil's Corner, and Bradshaw, well, he just pushed a little bit too hard, and that's going to enable Campbell Cassidy in the Lotus Europa as well to challenge him. So Cassidy gains the place, an uncharacteristic show of exuberance from Tom Bradshaw as he went to the inside of Andrew Bentley, realised halfway through that manoeuvre he got absolutely no grip whatsoever, and all the while that group of cars has been passed by Liz Halliday. So Halliday makes good ground as Bentley puts a lap on Andrew Wright. Campbell Cassidy looking to try and follow through, and then Tom Bradshaw as well looking to regain some of the ground he lost with that manoeuvre. Now the challenge he's going to have here overtaking Campbell Cassidy is that Lotus Roper is incredibly quick in the straight line, whereas Tom Bradshaw is going to be fast through the corners as the leaders are still as close as they ever were, turning through Island Bend and accelerating on to the braking zone for Shellholes Corner. Down through the gears they come, use the camber of the right-handed hairpin, and that will then propel them on towards Britain's, although Adrian Hall's just dropped back a little bit from Jamie Stanley as they ran through Shellholes Corner. I just wonder if Adrian Hall's got a problem here. He's suddenly a long way back from Jamie Stanley, so Stanley leads it, and there is Adrian Hall. He goes through Britain's, but without any real attack on the curbs, and oh, he's pulling off. So Adrian Hall, the second place car in the race, pulls off and finds a friendly marshal's post to come to a halt. So Adrian Hall is out of proceedings. Tom Bradshaw is looking to try and repass Andrew Bentley once more, up the inside into Lodge Corner this time, as Campbell Cassidy spins in front of them. And that was really difficult for Bradshaw, and committed to the move. The last thing you want to do is see a car that's rotated right in front of you. Cassidy should rejoin, and Bradshaw's made that move stiff. There's no question of overtaking onto yellow flags there, because unless the marshals had reactions like Usain Bolt off the starting blocks, there's no way they'd have the flag on display by the time Bradshaw made that move. Another battle going on. Simon Jones coming under a lot of pressure there from Neil Stotter in number 57 as they climb up over Dearly, accelerating then on towards Old Hall Corner, and Jones in the 89 car leading that little battle there. We've got a slight gap back to Stuart Plotneck, and Plotneck in the early stage of this race having a little bit of a muted run. Was battles wherever you look in the field. This really is turning out to be a very lively, entertaining race as Simon Deacon and Jack Goff run nose to tail through Druids, and Deacon has to get defensive here from Goff, who is looking every which way to pick his way through. This is now the fight for second position, of course, following the demise of Adrian Hall, so they're both currently in podium positions, but Jack Goff has to pass over the keys of the car to Phil Gapstick at mid-race, and Phil, although he's a quick driver, he's not quite at the level of Jack Goff, and therefore Jack wants to give him the best possible advantage. By the time he makes his pit stop, he surges through Old Hall Corner as Liz Halliday comes to a smoking halt. Her race is over. We're going for a quick break. Join us in a couple of moments' time for Lotus Cup UK.